What's up guys, Uncasual Gamer here, and today I am back with part 3 of my Xbox 360 collection videos. If you haven't watched the first 2 videos, please go check them out, the link will be somewhere up here now. And in them videos we went from A over here, all the way through to L over here, which was the first 100 games in the collection. There's about 200 games in my collection in total, and today we will be starting down here at game 101. In L, and we're running through this first shelf and we'll see how far we get across. There will be a part 4 video after this one in which we'll finish off all these games, and we'll also look at some of my kind of collector's editions, some of my steelbooks, some of my 360 console variants and 360 controller, stuff like that. So if you do enjoy this video and you've been watching each part of the collection, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss part 4 when that comes out next week. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So yeah, as mentioned, we are kicking off the second row of games today. In total, this will be games from like 101 through to 150. And then if we get time to do any more, we'll carry on into the 150 pluses. We're starting at L. In the first 2 videos, we did A to F, F to L, and then L continued. So I'm not going to talk for every single game. What I'll do is I'll highlight some games that maybe I've played, interesting games, games that are worth a little bit more money, games that mean something to me, etc, etc, as when we get to them. So kicking it off, we've got Lips. I'm not going to talk about Lips. It's a singing game. I think I played it years ago at a party. Not really played it since. And then secondly, we have got Lollipop Chainsaw. This is a game that I covered in my video, which you can watch here, in 5 Xbox 360 games that I think will go up in value in the next 12 months. Lollipop Chainsaw is currently £35 in CEX. It was £25 just 2 months ago. I paid £32, probably about a month ago now, and it's gone up to £35, and it's probably going to keep going up. So yeah, it's one of the heavier hitters on the 360, and it's probably going to go up in value. Also a very good game, and as you can see, you know, the artwork on the game, on the front cover, is one of the reasons why people tend to get this game. And then we've got the Lego games. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, kind of 8 Lego games in the collection. Let's try and get these all out together. So we have got Lego Indiana Jones, the original adventure, Lego Indiana Jones and Kung Fu Panda. This is a game that I absolutely loved growing up. I remember getting this, I think it came with a controller on the 360 when it first came out, in like a controller game bundle. And I actually enjoyed both games. Kung Fu Panda is a great game too. Pirates of the Caribbean, Lego Harry Potter 5 to 7, and Lego Harry Potter 1 to 4. And then my favourite 2, because I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, we've got Lego Lord of the Rings, which is also the most expensive out of the Lego games on the 360. I think it's £10 in CEX. And Lego The Hobbit, which is I think a £5. One of the Lego games is that they look great on the shelf, just because they've all got the Lego logo, and it kind of stands out, the little red logo. So I think they look really cool together on the shelf. There's a few more that I've not got, in particular the Batman games. I don't think obviously I've not got any of the Lego Batman games, so I think there's 3 on the 360. And then I think there's a second Indiana Jones game, and also some of the Lego Star Wars games too. I then got London 2012. This has still got the CX sticker on because I bought it like 2 days ago, and it only was £1.50. If you have watched part 1 and part 2, you'll know that I'm a big fan of my sports titles. They're my guilty pleasure. So I will have some sports titles littered through the collection, and I'm not too ashamed about them. Like I said, I'm a guilty pleasure. So yeah, London 2012. Then got Lost Planet 2. I've also got the steelbook for this, and when I do part 4 of the video, which will be dropping next weekend, you'll see the steelbook. I've never actually played this game. I don't actually know much about it either. It looks kind of cool from the back. Don't actually know if it's any good or not. Made by Capcom, who obviously made all the Resident Evil games, which I'm a big fan of, so maybe I would enjoy it. Let me know in the comments if you think I should give this a go. And then we've got Leisure Suit Larry, bit of a tongue twister, Leisure Suit Larry. This is also a game that I included on my 5 games that are going to go up in value, in my opinion, on the 360. This was like £1.50 a year ago. It's now a £5. I got it for £4, so it does keep slowly going up. every few months. It's a bit of a bizarre, odd game, and it didn't sell particularly well. So yeah. Also, the spine art on this on the shelf looks great. It really pops in that bright purple colour. We've then got Minecraft and Minecraft Story Mode. That's what it's called yet. You know, Minecraft, the greatest best-selling game in history on every single platform out ever. Never played the story mode. Played Minecraft itself, obviously, like everybody else, quite a bit. Never played the story mode. Minecraft's about £8 in CEX, and story mode is, I think it's worth hardly anything, maybe £2 now. But yeah, kind of essentials to any collection, right? No matter what console you've got, whether it's a PS4, a PS5, an Xbox One, an Xbox 360, Minecraft is on it. And to prove that point, I've got 2 copies on the shelf here, as you can see. Next up, we have got Mass Effect. So, Mass Effect, the first one, absolutely outstanding series on the 360. I think there were 3 other games on the 360. I absolutely love these. These were just, you know, one of Generation 7's biggest. But when I think back to Generation 7, Mass Effect is one of those titles that you think about. You know, obviously you think about your GTAs and your Halos and your Gears of War. And from a RPG point of view, then Mass Effect is up there too. Got Metro 2033. I'm not going to talk about that because I never played it. And then I've got Mirror's Edge. And then weird game. I remember this game when it came out was kind of like a big thing. I know myself and a lot of friends had it. It was kind of like, I think people got motion sickness from it. You're kind of like in first-person view and you jumping over obstacles, like parkouring kind of thing. A really cool game, and there's nothing really else out there like it. I wonder if this will come to VR one day. That would be pretty cool. Then got Max Payne 3, which is another game that I've not actually played, weirdly enough. I've not played any of the Max Paynes. It looks kind of like a GTA. I'm not going to say rip-off because it's made by Rockstar, who obviously made GTA. But it looks like it's probably a similar game to GTA. We talked about LA Noire on the last video, which is made by Rockstar, which is a very good game. And Rockstar don't seem to make bad games, so I probably should give this a go at some point. Let me know if you've played it. Then I get Madden 07, and out of all the sports games, Madden, I'm not really one too much for American sports, for baseball and American football. I'm more for Americans in soccer, F1. I do like WWE, and I shall see probably in part 4 we've got a lot of the WWE games. But yeah, Madden's not one for me, never really found those games interesting. Then got MotoGP. Again, similar, and we've got NHL. So again, NHL being more of American sport, not something that I'm into, although I used to play the demos quite a bit for the NHL games, and I actually really enjoyed them. And then MotoGP, as I say, I'm more of an F1 fan, and obviously MotoGP is on bikes rather than cars. So it's not something I've ever been massively into. Probably would enjoy both these games if I gave them a try. There's just too many other games that I'm playing at the moment I want to play. And then we've got the first probably big subset, well, after Lego, on this shelf, and that is the Need for Speeds. So now the Need for Speeds vary in price quite a bit. Most Wanted 05, I think it is the game that goes for, I think it goes to like £40-50 at the moment on the 360. One of the heavier hitters on the 360, and I've not got that one. Some of the cheaper Need for Speeds go for like the £1 or £2 mark, and I've got a mix of what tends to be some of the cheaper ones. So we've got Need for Speed Pro Street, and do ignore me if any of these have got the CX stickers on, then probably because I've picked them up fairly recently and I need to go through and take all the stickers off. So Need for Speed Pro Street, Need for Speed Shift, which was the one that I probably put the most hours into when it actually came out. It must, I think it was like middle of the life cycle, maybe early. I really enjoyed this one, don't know why, I just did. Need for Speed Most Wanted, which is the cheaper version, not the 05 version. Need for Speed The Run, and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Never been too big of a fan of the Need for Speed games. I was more into Forza growing up, more into Dirt and the Rally, and obviously the F1 games. Need for Speed tend to be quite arcadey, and I don't mind that, it's just I prefer the simulation races myself. And then next game, I'm going to let you into a bit of a secret here. So off the back of the success of my last video where I spoke about the 5 Xbox 360 games that are going to go up in price in the next year, I'm probably going to be releasing a second video on the same thing. And one of the games that I'll be including in there is NBA Ballers Chosen One. Now this is a game that was on CEX for, I think it was like £7. And if for some reason it got taken off the website, re-uploaded at a cheaper price at just £3. However, last time I checked, there was hardly any in stock. I think there was like maybe 3 in stock across the country. I've not checked recently, so I might be completely wrong on this one. There might be loads in stock now, and it might be a cheap game. But yeah, one to watch out for, because you don't really see this often. It's obviously more of an American game, and me being in England and collecting PAL games, I don't imagine it did too well. And while it's cheap at the moment, if it is still around the £2 mark on CX, I would urge you to go out and pick this one up, because I think this one will start creeping up in value. Don't know how high it will go, but I think it will go up at some point. We then got Prince of Persia. I really enjoyed the Prince of Persia series. I'm currently playing Lost Crown on my Series X at the moment. I've only got the Prince of Persia as it is by title on here. I think Sands of Time was also on the 360, and I preferred Sands of Time growing up. But yeah, the Prince of Persia games I think have always been great. And then we've got Peter Jackson as King Kong. This is a game that is £15 at the moment. It's actually a pretty good game, especially for a movie game, especially a Generation 7 as well. A lot of the kind of movie tie-ins back then were pretty poor. So yeah, one, I don't know if it's worth paying £15 for, but if you spot it out in the wild, it's definitely worth picking up. We've then got PGR, and I'm having a bit of trouble getting to these ones. That's because I've got a light strip under here. So it just means that there's not much room to kind of get my fingers in and get these games out. PGR 4 Project Gotham Racing. I remember getting number 3 bundled with the 360 when it first came out all those years ago. And I played PGR 3 so much. Never touched PGR 4. It's probably going to be almost the same game, just slightly better graphics. We've got Rage, which again is another game I've not played. It kind of looks like a bit Halo made by Bethesda, who are more famous for Fallout and Elder Scrolls, and more recently Starfield. So they're obviously known for their big RPGs. I'm not sure if this is an RPG or not. It's also a very heavy case, this. It's got a very thick manual. But yeah, let me know as well down in the comments, should I play Rage? We've then got Rayman Origins. There's 2 Rayman games on the 360. I love the Rayman games. Got them on the PS1 and the PS2 as well. Great little platformers, great to have good fun with. Not too difficult, and don't take themselves too seriously. Really fun, especially if you've maybe got younger people in the family who want to play games or you want to get into games. This is co-op as well, so you can play up to 4 people on co-op, which is really nice. And they're both like £6, so absolute bargains to get into. Yeah, I'd recommend picking this up. And then arguably the biggest, well, maybe alongside, Halo 3 and more if we're talking across PlayStation and Xbox, probably one of the biggest games alongside GTA 4 and GTA 5 on Generation 7, and that is Red Dead Redemption, obviously made by Rockstar, and obviously Red Dead Redemption 2 came out on the PS4 and the Xbox One a few years ago. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption, I mean, I don't know what else I can say about this game that's not already been said. It's a 10 out of 10, I'm pretty sure, in almost every review. Absolutely epic game. And I think it's about £8 at the moment, and for that price, you cannot go wrong. If you never played this game, I would 100%, out of all the games on this shelf today, this is the one that I would encourage you to pick up and play. You will need a lot of time to put into it. It's not a quick game. I think it's like a 60-hour campaign, plus all the side quests and other stuff to do. Then got 2 Rock Band games, which I won't talk about. I spoke a lot about Guitar Hero in the last video, and how I'm a fan of that. And then we've got Red Faction Guerrilla. I've heard really good stuff about this game as well. This is the one, I believe, where the whole map is pretty much destructible. You can kind of almost like the Bad Company Battlefield era, where you can go through and just blow up buildings and everything to the ground, and nothing is kind of off limits. And then we've got 3 games from one of my favourite, especially in recent years. I've played so many Resident Evil games in recent years. A lot of the remakes are absolutely fantastic, and I think I mentioned on one of the other videos, I never was a big horror gamer growing up, but in recent times with the Resident Evil remakes, I've really got into my horrors. So all these 3 I've not played, but they are all on my list now to jump back into and play. And that is Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 5, sorry, going backwards here, and Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which again is a little sneak preview before my 360 games that are going to go up in price. This one is steadily creeping up. I paid, I think, £5 for it. It's now £8. This game, I'm almost certain, will be £10 by the end of, let's say, the month. Let's say the end of June, this will be £10. If you're watching this after June, 2024, this video. Let me know if this game's £10, then please, that surely deserves a like and a subscribe and a comment, okay? But yeah, all three I'm going to jump into soon. Love the Resident Evil games. Great collection. We've then got Ridge Racer Unbounded. Again, I think this is like the Need for Speeds, where it's a bit more of an arcade game rather than a simulation, which I'm a fan of, so never played this one, but looks like a Burnout game just looking at the back of it, even more arcaded than the Need for Speeds. And then Amazing Spider-Man. This is a game, so if you're not aware, there's quite a lot of Spider-Man games on the Xbox 360. I think there's like 6, 7 in total. And amongst them are some of the most expensive titles on the 360, some of the biggest hitters. I think Web of Shadows and Shattered Dimensions. One of them, I think it's Web of Shadows, goes for like £85. This Amazing Spider-Man is the cheapest out of all Spider-Man games, about £12. And I am a huge fan of the Spider-Man games on the PS4 and the PS5 and Miles Morales. And I never really played the 360 ones. And I'm a bit worried that if I jump back into these now, they're obviously not going to compare to the PS4 and PS5 Spider-Man games. So I'm reluctant to put this in and play it. I do love my Marvel, my MCU, so maybe I should give it a go. But yeah, just kind of reluctant because I don't think it's going to be as good as those PlayStation games. Shaun White Snowboarding. I grew up playing this game a lot, but I played it on the Wii with the Wii balance board and really enjoyed it, just being on the board and kind of, you know, snowboarding almost in your front room. Didn't really put much time into it on the 360, and I think I mentioned in video 1 that Amped is a better game. Amped is also a snowboarding game, and I would recommend this one over this if you fancy snowboarding. We've got Shadowrun, which I don't really know anything about, so I won't talk about. We've got Sleeping Dogs, which is, again, is a very good game. I played this when I was younger. Kind of like a GTA game. It's a brilliant game, this. I would recommend playing this as well. If you like the GTA kind of games, or like your Saints Row, recommend that. I then got 2 Sonic games. Surprisingly, Sonic on an Xbox. You'd think these were more Nintendo, but we've got Sega Superstars Tennis, and we've got Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing with Banjo and Kazooie. This one's a great game. This is probably the closest you're going to get to Mario Kart on the Xbox 360, and it's like £5. So again, if you've got you want like a family games night, you've got younger people in the family. This, I believe, is up to 4 players. Yeah, 4 players, almost identical to a Mario Kart, but obviously with like Sonic and Banjo and Kazooie and those characters instead. And then the last game of this video and on this shelf, which will take us up to 150, the first 150 games in my collection, is Skate 3. Again, it's a sports title. I was always more a fan of the Tony Hawk's growing up rather than Skate. I played a couple of the Skate games. I think for some of the Skate games, you could get like one of the actual skateboards, almost like a Wii Fit board that you could stand on and play. This must be a fairly good game. I'm only saying that because I think it's £8 in CEX, which is kind of above average for 360 games, even with the recent price surge. So yeah, there we go. That's part 3. That takes us up to 150 games now across the first 3 videos. As I mentioned at the start, part 4 will be coming hopefully next week, and that will include the last 50 games on this shelf here. And then we'll also look at some of the collector's editions, some of my console variants, steelbooks, demo discs, all that kind of really the fun and the unusual and the cool stuff in the collection. So yeah, please subscribe. Also, please drop me a comment and a like if you enjoyed the video. It massively helps to grow the channel, which is growing slowly but surely. And yeah, thanks for watching and keep gaming.